Hey guys, good morning and afternoon. Ghost Cub here. I thought I might do a little different, something a little different today. I'm sure you all have heard of these internet horror stories called creepypasta. Well, I'm bored out of my mind. It's snowing and I have nothing else to do, so thought I'd make a little video reading one. If you don't like it, you don't need to watch it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, if I should continue or what that stuff. I found this creepypasta here on, of course, Creepypasta Wiki called Snow. For the first 12 years of my life, I grew up in northern Canada. I had a normal family, a normal house, a normal school, normal town. Nothing in my life was out of the ordinary. Everything was as it should be. Of course, Canada is unusually known for being cold. And according to my grade school education, northern parts of the place usually have colder, snowier winters. When I was about 10 years old, I had 5 friends: Eve, Quincy, Samantha, Rhoda, and Jonathan. I specifically remember having a crush on Eve. She had green eyes, I think. Yes, dazzling, beautiful green eyes and auburn hair. Eve had a sister, Jamie. She loved to bake and would always make me cookies whenever I came over. She made the best oatmeal raisin cookies in the world. Whenever Eve and I were coloring or something, she would give Evie this look and wink at me. I think she knew how much I liked her. Sam and Quincy were twins, and they both had blonde hair. They moved in across the street when I was almost 8. They did everything together and were practically antisocial. I think I was their only friend. Rhoda's mother was a good friend of my mom's, and we would always play Candyland or something while our mothers talked. I never liked her much. Jonathan was my best friend. We were inseparable. We loved to play pirates. At first, my friends and I had one thing in common. We loved to play in the snow. Snowball fights, tobogganing, you name it, we loved it. One gloomy afternoon when I was 12 years old, all that changed. My friends and I were about to have a snowball fight. We would all meet up at this stick we put on the ground called Snowman Corner, count to 3, then run away and throw snowballs at each other until we got tired. At about 11 a.m. on a Sunday afternoon, we met up on the Snowman Corner. Rhoda yelled, 1, 2, 3, and we all ran like hell. I ducked under a tree and started to make snowballs when I was ambushed by Sam and Quincy. Sam giggled and Quincy ran away. I nailed Sam and she whitewashed me until I said uncle. She dashed over and I stood up to find another place to hide. When I could hear, everyone was in one place and having a lot of fun. I was about to join them when I realized I had no snowballs. I cursed under my breath at Quincy and Sam for making me waste them. Then walked until I found a wooden fence, looked over, and I saw an old abandoned cabin. Yes, I whispered, hopping the fence. I sat there making snowballs for a while, listening to the occasional shriek, giggle, or thud. It was comforting. I was making my last snowball when everything fell silent. I didn't hear the sounds getting quieter or decreasing number. Everything just got quiet. I assumed everyone had left without me, and I was about to call out when I heard a loud scream. I breathed a sigh of relief. It was Rhoda. They must have stopped to reload. But then I heard Quincy. It was a scream of obvious agony, not surprise or pain. Shortly after, I heard Sam's loud sobs and then an ear-piercing scream. Evie screamed, "No! No!" I was so scared. What was going on? Jonathan's scream was the worst of all. I swear I heard my heart shatter. I cried for what felt like hours when it dawned on me. I need to get out there. I peeked over the fence and saw nothing. I hopped over and started to run. After about 5 minutes, I was in a large field near a playground that Jonathan and I loved to play at. I held back tears and continued to run, or at least tried to. I stopped dead in my tracks when I felt a frail hand on my shoulder. I spun around on my heels to face a beautiful girl about my age. She was obviously French. She had a soft face with pale blue eyes and dark hair. I was relieved, until I noticed she was only wearing a thin nightgown. I staggered backwards in amazement at the fact that she was also barefoot. Big mistake. I toppled over and she kneeled down to me. She was sickly, skeletally thin and frail. Her nightgown was covered in dirt, food, and what looked like blood. That's when I noticed about 50 people starting to encircle me. The girl stroked my face and smiled. "Shh," she whispered. "I'm helping you. Remember that." I frantically looked at all the people, till I saw a pair of sparkling green eyes. Evie! No! She just stared at me. I didn't even see my other friends in the crowd staring at me. I broke from the girl's grasp and tried to run, but she pinned me down and screamed, "I'm helping you!" I threw her off me and pushed over a little girl to get out of the circle. I ran. I kept running. When I got home, I had a nervous breakdown and told my mother what happened. She immediately grabbed the phone and asked Rose's mother if she had come home. She hadn't. Neither has Quincy, or Sam, or Evie, or Jonathan. My mother told all of them to come over, and when they showed up, she told me to go play upstairs. I remember seeing a police car speed off in the woods. Now that I'm older, I decided to dig more into the case. I went to the police station to ask if I could see the files. They said yes. I reread my story, then looked at the other details of the case. My stomach did a 360 turn. Inside, the officers found the cabin, broke down the door, and found my friends, horribly mutilated, propped up at the table with mugs of hot chocolate sitting in front of them. They took the hot chocolate and mugs for forensics, then went upstairs. They found 50 bodies in the closet, all so horribly mutilated. They said they showed pictures of the victims taken before they were murdered. And I remember. They asked if I recognized them. I said yes. They asked if I knew their names, and I didn't. I told them they were with the girl. I remember them giving my mother a look that said I could go. And they gave me a lollipop. I ran off in glee. The file said that people had been dead for a long time, the longest being 2 years. What was even more disturbing was the fact that most of these people were from places miles and miles away from where the cabin was. The thing that disturbs me most to this day is the fact that after they took away the hot chocolates from my initial sweep, they came back to collect the bodies. I found that there were 5 new mugs on the table, all filled with steaming hot chocolate. For a creepypasta, it's lacking in some cases, but I really like this. I guess cub review time. The writing could have been better, but from what I read, it's obvious this guy put some thought into what he was writing. Now, it was a little weird, but hey, weird's always a good thing. Well guys, this has been Ghost Cub reading creepypasta. Let me know what you think, if it's any good. I know my reading sucks, but I'll work on that for you guys. And pardon me if it sounded a little off, I'm coming down with a little cold. Well, talk to you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe and like.